Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts. Some turbulence expected.
Hello guys, welcome to Daily Tech. In today's video, I will be showing you how to increase your S22 Ultra thermal threshold, which in turn allows you to do more on your device before it reaches that thermal point. There is this misconception that phones only heat up when doing really processive, intensive tasks such as playing games, but there are a few things that actually contribute to your phone heating up. This is a good way of explaining what I mean by thermal threshold. At the moment here, I've got 5 thermal thresholds which I could use. You've got the cool, and as you keep going to the top, it gets hot and hotter. So right here, every dot equates to a thermal threshold, but quite on a few occasions I've gone above those thermal thresholds, not because I've been using my device for something very serious, but just because I'm using my device on a daily basis. And let's take a look at what causes my phone to heat up or to go hotter than the thermal threshold which has already been set in place. So if I was to tap on this dot here, it tells you between 10 to 11 what caused my thermal threshold was my environment, so either sunlight, blanket, and high battery consumption. And the app that was using high battery consumption was Waze. So now we can extrapolate that it was Waze and sunlight that caused my device to heat up at this point in time. I'm going to jump right here to this to the highest within the last 24 hours. So this one here, it goes high CPU usage, which is fair because Lost is a game which I was playing, and also environment because it takes into account that 1 hour time frame. So during that 1 hour time frame, I was on the road, so it calculated sunlight which caused it to overheat. And the next one was high battery consumption. So within that 1 hour period, I used Waze, which was high battery consuming, and I used Lost, the game, which is also high battery consuming. So we're able to look at this graph here and tell what it is that causes our phones to overheat. And the reason I know it will be safe for me to move this threshold here to here is because I've actually used it for about a month now just to see what the difference was. So for us to know if it's safe to move this thermal threshold down here, you need to know what happens when this temperature gets to this point or crosses through this thermal threshold. What happens is your phone begins to throttle, begins to close the processes in the background, like I explained to you. And if you're on 5G, it might decide to turn off 5G and use 4G instead, basically throttling down your device performance. That's it, trying to keep it within this threshold. But if I was to move this thermal threshold right here, everything that happens here can now happen freely. Your performance is no more restricted. And then when your temperature gets to this point, then your device begins to throttle it, which is fair because that is the temperature you want it at. You're going to have to do quite a lot with your phone to get it to reach this level, which means you're not able to use your device without getting a performance dip just because you're using Waze and driving on the road. So the best way to increase this thermal threshold would be to come here, and it says thermal threshold will be increased 1 degree Celsius from default. Now you're probably thinking 1 degree is nothing. 1 degree is a lot. So I'm going to apply that thermal threshold, and that's about it. Now your device, your phone can now get a little bit warmer and still perform perfectly fine within the set thermal threshold. So while you're in your thermal threshold here, you do get additional settings, and these are the settings to put in place if your device does begin to overheat or it passes the thermal threshold which you have now set in place. It says limit CPU boosting when heating, decrease maximum brightness when heating, apply standard motion smoothness when heating, and also turn off 5G if the data usage is low when screen is on. The way to get this app would be to go into your Galaxy Store. You would also need to search for Guardian. Tap on Good Guardian here. Open it up, and right here you see Thermal Guardian. Click on it, and you get your threshold here. And if I was to click on this, it says drag the slider to control thermal threshold. If you choose a lower threshold, your device can prevent overheating and protect the device from heat. If you choose a higher threshold, your device can keep performance to higher temperature, but please take notice device temperature can increase. If we were to come here, what you've got here is CPU usage, and this graph also shows you what tends to use your CPU quite a lot. Let's go to this highest point here, and at that point we had the YouTube and system server, Surface Flinger, system UI and media codec all running at the same time. And during the 24-hour process, this has been the highest point, not even when I was playing the game Lost. As you can see, during this 1 hour stretch here, I used Lost, I used Waze, I used YouTube, I used Google Photos, but it still did not get as high as when I was using just YouTube right there. Hope this helps you get a better performance out of your S22 series devices and other Samsung devices you may be using. Do let me know how well this works out in the comments below. And on this note, I would like to give a huge thanks to each and every one of you who spend time consuming this content, liking, sharing, commenting and subscribing as we hit 1,000 subscribers, and it was pretty exciting to get that notification, so a huge thanks goes out to all of you. There is something in the works as a show of my appreciation. As soon as it's locked down, I will let you guys know what it is. So do remember to stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one.